What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome to our little corner of the internet. Today we're going to be watching a video titled 10 best mid-sized cities in the US to live in 2026. Let's see what this video is about.
People always ask me where's the best place to live, which state's the best, which country, which major city. Today, we're taking a look at the best mid-sized cities to live.
There was one video that I watched yesterday, I think, that had like maybe it was his video, but it had like a page where you can put what you want from the state, and then you can check like where you should live in the US, which I thought was really cool. I need to do that
in 2026. Let's take a look. Number 10, St. Charles, Missouri. St. Charles feels like someone took a historic river town, polished it up just enough, and then said, let's not ruin this. Sitting along the Missouri River just outside of St. Louis, it gives that old school charm with brick streets, historic buildings, and shops that don't feel like they were designed by a designer who changed her name.
Oh my goodness, look at those suburban houses. Wow. No, my Roman empire is to live in one of them suburban houses and wear a sundress when I go outside in the morning to water my grass, and then I'll be the girl next door, and then one day like one neighbor will be like, wow, she's so pretty, and then something happens. Or I don't know, maybe the milkman. Is the milkman something else in America? Because I've heard you guys say milkman sometimes. No, not the milkman. Isn't that a guy who has like many baby mamas or something like that? What am I even talking about? Maybe like the mailman. Or something. But look at those houses, so freaking pretty. Like, oh my goodness, look at the backyard you get. No, I would pass out.
From Marcia Short to Marcia Shorte. The economy here benefits heavily from nearby St. Louis, which means you get access to jobs, healthcare, and all the big city stuff without actually living in the chaos. Housing is still relatively reasonable, especially when you compare it to places where $400,000 gets you a cozy shoebox with commitment issues. In St. Charles, you could still find space without needing a second job or a side hustle that includes knocking off liquor stores. Lifestyle-wise, it's got a little bit of everything. The historic Main Street area actually feels alive, not like a museum that closes at 5 p.m. There are festivals, riverfront views, and enough local pride to keep things interesting without getting...
You know what it kind of looks like, guys? Take a wild guess.
Weird about it. It's comfortable, it's livable, and it doesn't try too hard, which is honestly part of its appeal. Now, St. Louis does have some rough spots, and they're trying to fix a lot of that, but St. Charles is across the river, which really does help the chaos from a big city stay in the big city. Now, St. Charles has some really good stats, but the one I like is their average home value. That's only $344,000. Number 9, Cary, North Carolina. Cary is basically what happens when a city is run by people who actually read instruction manuals. Everything works, roads make sense, schools are excellent, and the parks look like the city owns more than one weed whacker and 2 lawnmowers. It's almost suspicious how put together this place is. A lot of residents say Cary stands for Containment Area for Relocated Yankees, and honestly, they're not entirely wrong. It's clean, organized, and full of people who moved here for a better life, and they brought their expectations with them. The result is the place feels like it's polished.
It looks really pretty.
Without feeling like you're in downtown Disney. The Research Triangle area gives you access to jobs in tech, research, and healthcare,
Wow.
and you're not stuck in big city chaos.
I love that as well. Like, I just love that. That looks like from a movie. Look at the houses. It's beautiful.
It's suburban comfort with just enough city access to keep you entertained and healthy if need be. Basically, if you like your life predictable in a good way, Cary delivers that for you. They got a really nice brewery there I like. It's called Bond Brothers Beer Company or something like that. It's pretty good. What's really cool about that beer place is they don't cook food, I don't think. I don't remember seeing a menu for them, but they have food trucks there. That's cool. It changes things up. So this place is really nice, and it shows it in the real estate prices. The average home value here is $626,000, so well above national average of $366,000. Yeah.
These houses are like mansions though. Look at these houses, but they're still beautiful. But open to the street as well, even though they're mansions. Like, I'm guessing these are like high status people. That's interesting. But really, 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 really pretty. I really like it. Wow, which one would you guys pick? I don't know if you'll remember to comment it, but I would either, if I was to live in a mansion, I think I would pick probably this one with the little round pool. Then I'd get jealous of this one. So, no, this one is the prettiest. I wouldn't want this one because this is like up the hill and it has the biggest like front. So then I just wouldn't like it. This one is like a completely different style. It's like a cabin. I'd pick that one. I just really like houses. They were so pretty. I'd pick this one up here. I like that one.
That's national average. It's gone down a little bit. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was up to almost 400,000.
Basically, I'd pick any of them.
Number 8, Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville is the nerdy kid who grew up, got rich, and still doesn't feel like he needs to brag about it. The place runs on engineering, aerospace, and people who casually understand rocket science.
Wow.
Literally, NASA has a presence here, so yeah, overachievers everywhere. What I find really wild about this place is how affordable it is considering the job opportunities and how much these people get paid on average. You could have a solid career and still afford a decent house, which in 2026 feels like finding a unicorn with a horseshoe up its butt. That also does your taxes. The growth here has been steady, but not chaotic, which is kind of rare. It's also surprisingly livable beyond the jobs. Decent food scene, growing downtown, and enough things to do without needing a survival guide. Huntsville isn't flashy, but it quietly wins in a lot of categories. The average home value in Huntsville, Alabama is $287,000. Number 7, Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville feels like a laid-back friend who somehow has their life together. It's got that college town vibe, thanks to the University of Tennessee, but without the constant headache of a full-on party city. They leave that to Nashville. There's just enough chaos to keep things interesting, though, so don't think it's just a sleepy town. You're also next to the Great Smoky Mountains, which...
It's so pretty. So green. I love green. Oh, I can't wait to go to Finland this summer, maybe later in the summer, and go and pick blueberries and stuff in the forest. I'm so excited about that. It's so pretty, so pretty.
Both those two towns are in, which means your weekend plans can involve actual nature instead of arguing over brunch reservations. Outdoor access is a perk here. It's basically part of the culture. So is moonshining, but we won't get into that. The cost of living here is still reasonable, especially compared to places that charge $2,500 for a studio apartment with character and an ocean view. Sure, to get that ocean view, you got to stand on the edge of the
And there's a giant disco ball.
The toilet and look out a little tiny window, and you might see it off in the distance. Knoxville gives you space, scenery, and a decent quality of life without acting like it's doing you a favor. The locals are friendly too. They have a reputation,
really cool.
A good one at that. The average...
I really like this. It looks really peaceful. There's like some, clearly like a park there next to the water, some restaurants. Kind of reminds me of Finland. Kind of does though, but it looks very chill. It's so beautiful. I love the green and everything.
Home value in Knoxville is $369,000. Number 6, Fishers, Indiana. Fishers is a really good suburb of Indianapolis, and it's not too far from another one, Carmel. I'm sorry, it's actually Carmel, Indiana. I tried to French it up like we do out here on the West Coast. There's a Carmel, California. But in Indiana, they keep it basic. It is just Carmel. Now, Carmel could have fit into this one just as easy, but we're looking at Fishers this time, where the schools are strong, neighborhoods are well kept, and crime is low enough that people forget to lock their doors. It's part of the Indianapolis metro area, like I'd said, so you get access to a bigger city without having to deal with the daily nonsense. Commutes are manageable. Everything feels like it's supposed to be there, like someone planned instead of just letting it happen. It's got a good vibe, and that vibe is kind of stability. It's not an exciting Vegas weekend where you come home married to a stripper, but it's exciting in my life isn't falling apart way. And honestly, that's underrated these days. Fishers is definitely a good place to live. It's one of the top 20 best suburbs in the United States right now. And their average home value is $441,000. Number 5, Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha doesn't try to impress you, which is exactly why it works. It's got a strong job market, especially in finance and insurance, and a cost of living that doesn't feel like a cruel joke that likes to kick you in the nuts every first of the month. You could build a solid life here without constantly checking your bank account. With fear and dread in your soul. I remember those days. It was pretty rough. Downtown has seen some real improvement over the years, and the food scene is way better than you'd think for middle America. No, it's not New York City, but you're also not going to have to pay
Again, really pretty. It looks like from a movie.
upwards of $40 for a freaking sandwich like you do in New York City. Winters are brutal here, so keep that in mind. It's kind of part of the deal. But Omaha is in Nebraska. It's relaxing. It's quiet. Nothing crazy goes on in Nebraska. Omaha gives you stability, opportunity, and a no-nonsense lifestyle. It's not glamorous, but it's dependable, and that counts a lot, especially when you have a family, maybe you just got married, have kids, whatever. So much better than living in some of the places in this country. It's got decent stats, and the average home value's under $300,000. Yep, $294,000. Not bad. Number 4, Rogers, Arkansas. Rogers is part of that northwest Arkansas, which might be one of the most underrated regions in the country. I've talked about it before on this channel. Arkansas is a frickin' nightmare. They're so backwards, they give reverse a bad name. But not northwest Arkansas. That's completely different. And this area has quietly exploded thanks to companies like Walmart being nearby.
This looks amazing though.
Bringing jobs, growth, and everything else. Just not a big circus. You also got a lot of really nice natural beauty here, which is a huge bonus. Lakes, trails, rolling hills that make you feel like you're living in a postcard, but one that doesn't cost $800,000 to enter. Outdoor
I love it. Oh my goodness, I would love to live here.
life here is easy and accessible. There's a reason this place is called the natural state. It's naturally beautiful. I think that's one of the best things about Arkansas. You know, I mean, if you're not an outdoor person, you don't like fishing, you don't like hiking, some of its best features will be lost on you. It's also the South, so community feels like a community, not in a cheesy way, just people who actually care about the people that live around their house. Rogers is a sneaky good place to live. And for being a place that's, you know, desirable to live with good jobs and good everything, the housing isn't crazy. The average home value here is $385,000. Number 3, Rochester, Minnesota. Rochester is
That's really cheap compared to at least like the prices here where I live.
basically powered by the Mayo Clinic, which means healthcare here is elite. It's top shelf. It's numero uno. It's the cat's pajamas. I don't know what that really means, but I heard someone say that when they were talking about something being really good. It's always stuck in my head, and I heard that when I was like 12. But Rochester is all that. The city itself is clean, organized, and yes, a little quiet. This is not where you move to if you need nightlife at 3 a.m. This is where you go if you want things to work consistently without drama and you don't mind the snow, because you'll get a lot of it there. It's Minnesota after all. Winters don't mess around here. You'll get snow, cold, and the occasional existential crisis in January. It's like you get hit by that melancholy stun gun. But if you can handle that, Rochester offers one of the most stable lifestyles in the country with great health care. I always suggest it to retirees who have health issues and don't mind the snow. I mean, this is the perfect place for you. If you go look at their stats, Rochester has some of the best stats I've ever seen. They get amenities, things to do, obviously. A+, commute, A+.
It's really, really pretty again. I mean, look at that. It looks like straight from a movie. I love it. I love it. I just...
Cost of living, B. Crime, A-. Employment, A+, housing, A+, health and safety, A+, schools, A-. Their livability score is 92, which in my opinion, anything over 77 is usually a decent place to live. Yeah, you could do so much worse than Rochester, Minnesota. And here's the cool part. Their average home value, $339,000. That is not bad at all. Number 2, Naperville, Illinois. I know, a lot of you are thinking, Illinois, how is that possible? They've got Chicago and nothing good can happen in a place that has Chicago, according to the cable news I watch. But Naperville is the overachiever of suburbs. Great schools, low crime, nice downtown, and people who seem suspiciously put together. It's the kind of place where even the sidewalks look like they were doing well in life. Now, you are close enough to Chicago to enjoy the big city, but you're far enough away where you don't get none of that Chicago stank on you. It's the best of both worlds if you play it right. Now, it is a great place to live, and it's not cheap, but you do get what you pay for. Naperville is polished, safe, and consistently ranks near the top for a reason. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, it just makes the wheel work really, really well. The average home value in Naperville is...
Again, look at the suburbs. I don't know if I'd live it like if ideally I'd live in a suburbs like this, honestly. Like it's just my Roman Empire, but I would love to live like in the hills, like in a house, like somewhere a little bit further from human beings. That sounds very depressing, but this is so pretty though. I can just imagine kids like running around the streets and playing together, and then your best friend as a child lives like 2 houses from you. It's just beautiful. I just love that way of living. Oh, ah, I think people who've grew up in neighborhoods like this are so lucky. It's it's beautiful.
$610,000. So yeah, well above the national average.
Ooh.
All right, before we get to
Expensive.
number one, if you're thinking about moving to any place in the United States, like one of these cities, there's an affiliate link for Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent anywhere in the country. All right, on to number one. And number one, Johns Creek, Georgia. Johns Creek is another one of those places where everything just works the way it's supposed to. Strong schools, safe neighborhoods, and a population that seems to have collectively agreed not to tolerate nonsense. It's part of the Atlanta metro area, so you've got access to a major city without living in the chaos of it. Commutes can still be a nightmare here because it's part of the Atlanta metro area, and Atlanta has some of the worst traffic in the United States. Make sure you got a few favorite podcasts because you're going to be sitting there a while. That started to be one of the first things people mentioned about Atlanta these days is the traffic. That being said, the overall feeling about Johns Creek is quite success. It's not flashy, it's not loud, just consistently solid. If you want a place where you could build a life without constant surprises, Johns Creek makes a strong case for doing that. If you like to golf, this is a great spot for it. They have so many golf courses in this area. I do like how it's on the outskirts. It's on the northeast side of Atlanta, so you don't have to go downtown. For the most part, it gets pretty rural after that. I mean, you got
love it.
Alpharetta right there, and you're not too far away from Marietta. So, you got options around you. You're not totally out in the woods, but you're definitely not in downtown Atlanta. I don't mind Atlanta. Atlanta's a good place to be, but the suburbs are far better. The downside is it is expensive. The average home value here is $703,000, so that's pretty pricey. That's almost Southern California prices. But it might be worth it, especially if you like golf. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go out, have a great day, be nice to each other. People,
I wouldn't know which to choose from because I like everything. I think everything looks like a freaking movie. I love it. Let me know if you're in one of these places. Probably not though. These were like places I've never even heard of before, but they just all look amazing. I mean, look at this. Come on. Come on, what is there not to like? Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.